Hey, good afternoon. It's Dr. Andrea. It is a beautiful sunny day in Southern California today. I'm out here getting some vitamin D. I have not checked my D levels in over a year. I need to do that. I'm also due to check my thyroid numbers. So I'm out here getting some vitamin D, and I decided to get a video done because I need to get it uploaded. My commitment is to do 1 or 2 a week consistently, and so I figured this was a good time to do it. I'm out in my backyard. Let me see if I can show you my garden. So, growing my own food this year. My MO with gardening, let me see if I can put this tripod down and not have it fall. My MO with gardening lately has been to start my garden like in July when it's really too hot to do anything. I got 2 tomatoes, 3 green beans, and I'm frustrated that my gardening didn't do anything. And then this year for the fall, it was really hot September, October, and even November. So I didn't start my winter garden until December, which of course is too late. And so I haven't gotten any vegetables yet. But I've got broccoli growing, I've got kohlrabi, I've got cabbage growing. I've got spinach and arugula and lettuce. The arugula is just about to the point where I could do like little microgreens on a sandwich or something. I do have some tomatoes overwintering from last year. They're doing pretty well. And I've got some snap peas and some peas growing, so it's exciting. I have started all of my seeds for the spring planting. I've got tomatoes and peppers started. I will start some squash and cucumbers in March, and I will start sunflowers in probably April. Anyway, I want to talk to you a little bit about what I've been doing with my blood sugars for the past week. Oh, by the way, I did my hair. It's pretty purple, huh? I'm actually really liking it. I'm getting a lot of good feedback. It's kind of fun. Okay, so I want to talk to you a little bit about, okay, I don't want to get out of the shadows. Talk to you a little bit about what I've been doing with my blood sugars for the last week. I had 2 weeks ago, I had a super crazy like popcorn and Chinese food and ice cream and chicken parmesan kind of week. And I came out of that feeling super bloated. I put on probably 5 pounds of water weight, was feeling super bloated and just lethargic and ugh. So Saturday, a week and a half ago, I guess, was my last like bad meal. We had popcorn during movie time and then chicken parmigiana and ice cream for dinner. Sunday, I fasted until about 4, and then I had an omelet with bacon and sour cream for dinner. And then Monday, I fasted until dinner, and then I rolled into like a 36-hour fast. I did a couple of fasts the week before last. But I came across, and I don't know how she has not hit my radar up until all this time, but I came across Dr. Annette Bosworth. She goes by Dr. Boz, and she teaches about her Dr. Boz ratio, which is basically another way of looking at the glucose ketone index. So I have been checking my blood sugars. My fasting blood sugars are still registering in the low 100s to high like 90s in the morning when I wake up, which basically means I have not emptied my glycogen stores. It's still too high. Normal morning blood sugar should be like in the 70s or 80s. So mine are definitely still high. So it's like, okay, let's see what I can do to get really serious about getting my blood sugar numbers down and see what it would take to get my ketone numbers up. And what she teaches something called her Dr. Boz ratio. So basically you take your glucose number and you divide it by your ketones. So let's say your glucose number is 95, sorry. Let's say your glucose number is 90 and your ketones are 2. 90 divided by 2 is 45. That's a Dr. Boz ratio of 45. You're definitely well into like ketosis, autophagy, and weight loss. Basically, the way her ratio works is a Boz ratio of below 80 means you're probably in the weight loss zone. A Boz ratio of below 40 means you're solidly in autophagy. And a Boz ratio below 20 means you're in that therapeutic ketosis level for like seizures, cancer, that kind of stuff. So it's like, okay, let's play with this. So the first time I took my Dr. Boz ratio was 376. And so I started eating very strict low carb and doing some fasting. It took about 4 days for my glycogen stores to empty out, and it took about 4 days for my Dr. Boz ratio to get down below 80. And then since then, it's been heading steadily downward since then. What I'm doing right now is I'm playing with, if I have bulletproof coffee in the morning, what does that do to my numbers? If I eat dinner, if I have a big dinner the night before, what does that do with my numbers? If I eat this, what does that do with my numbers? And I'm really excited because it allows me to actually biohack my own chemistry to see how foods work for me, which is super exciting. So for example, last night I did not sleep well, even though I've been very strict low carb. my blood sugars were a little bit higher this morning. And that's not unusual because I had extra cortisol in my system because I had very, very bad sleep. And so my system is stressed out. Because of the extra cortisol, I decided I'm not fasting today. So I had some leftover low carb lasagna for breakfast this morning. I won't eat until dinner again tonight. Dinner is going to be a wedge salad with buffalo wings. Tomorrow I'm doing like a broccoli and brie soup. So what I'm trying to do with my low carb eating is really increase my vegetable intake. I didn't do so well yesterday, but I'm going to eat more vegetables today. I'm going to make a salad. We're having a wedge salad along with the buffalo wings. So I'm going to have a lot of lettuce tonight. And that's kind of my plan. So it's really exciting to learn about this Dr. Boz ratio. It approximates insulin secretion, and it is a little bit of an easier measurement for those of us in the United States than the GKI or the glucose ketone index. Because with the GKI, you have to take your blood sugar and divide that by 18 and then divide that by the ketones to get the number. And the Dr. Boz ratio is just easier because there's less math to do. Now, there are apps out there that can calculate your GKI, like you plug in your glucose number and your ketone number, and then it calculates the GKI for you. But I really like this Dr. Boz ratio just because it's so easy to figure out and to see the trends. So that's what I've been doing this week. I am going to try to insert a couple of photos of my blood sugar and ketone numbers into the video. I think I figured out how to do that. So if I'm successful, you'll see them here in a minute, and you can kind of see how they're changing. And then I'll also put on there like what the Dr. Boz ratio and what the GKI is. So if you have any questions about GKI or blood glucose numbers or early morning glucose that's a little bit higher, feel free to pop them in the comments. Happy to respond. And I hope you have an amazing afternoon. Always remember to be grateful, have fun, and love lots. Okay, bye.